91.3 WVST. This is Soul Logistic Radio Show. Hannibal Smith and the Cool Kids holding it down. Your number one source for conscious hip hop and soul music. I have platinum selling legendary from the legendary rap group Whodini, my man Jalil. What's popping, yo?
What's good, man? Yes, sir.
What's going on with you? How you feeling, fam?
That's a long story, man. That's a long. It's hard for me to lie. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, let's just get right to it. When they say 50 years of hip hop, what's the first thing coming to your mind when they say 50 years of hip hop?
So many things are running through my mind right now. You know, just a blessing, man. What it means for me, you know, another way to express myself. It was a blessing, man. It was like, that's where I asked for it, like the way we got it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it was a whole different blessing for me. I mean, I actually prayed to make songs that would affect people's lives.
Wow.
I should have prayed to get rich too.
Hey, what did they say? Be careful what you pray for, right?
Hey, be specific.
You
know what I mean?
Hey.
Yes, and I prayed for the longevity of it. I actually remember praying for those things. So when I got them, you know, it's just like a blessing. I can't whine. That's what I got.
Wow. Also, when you guys started, you was young and y'all was recording in London. How was that to be so young and be over there outside the country recording? How was that experience?
Oh, man, it was something totally different. It was. I don't know if we actually really got to appreciate it as much as we should have.
Yeah.
It was so spiritual for us. It was the thing. If anything that got in the way, it was the business. But the whole thing, by not being around anyone else, no one knowing what you coming up with, not being affected by any music coming out that time, it was real spiritual, man. You know, we don't know how to formulate or promote like regular groups do. Like, you know, they go to the studio when a lot of people pop by and they get the word out and all that. No,
right.
When we came back with it.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it. Nobody knew nothing, and we wasn't influenced by, you know, the radio from over there in 82, 83, 84, and 85 was totally different than radio over here. So we weren't influenced by anything like that. You know, if anything, it was wide influence and a focus.
Yeah.
Well, the focus was incredible.
And speaking about the business, you guys were with Rush Artist Management, right? You was with Russell? What? I mean, I was just wondering.
Here's one straight out. We was with Russell, but Russell wasn't with us.
Oh, you know, because I was wondering, I was like, why wasn't Whodini in Crush Groove? The movie Crush Groove. Why wasn't Whodini in the movie Crush Groove?
You sure you want all this right now? Or can I just speak on the blessings of the 50th?
Yeah, I mean, I want to, you know what I'm saying, all ties in together. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, listen, the 50th anniversary, when I'm watching these shows and I'm going to these shows, it feels like going to a family reunion and your favorite cousins are not there when you don't see Whodini and you don't, you know what I'm saying? That's what so it all kind of all ties in together for me, you know what I mean? For the fans, it kind of ties together.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. One reason why Whodini is not at a lot of these affairs is because my partner Ecstasy died.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to that brother.
Yes. And the next reason would be because I developed something called osteoarthritis, and it gave me bad knee joints. I mean, besides the political part, if both of those were taken care of, we would have been there. And if one of those was taken care of, I would have been there. So the way the game is now is nothing like before. Right now, whoever holds the golden goose rules. You know, people will not associate with you because they say somebody else has an attitude and whatever. But, you know, yeah, I got another way to celebrate the 50th anniversary. I got to do my shirts, man.
Yeah, I seen the shirt. The shirts is dope. I can't wait to get mine. The shirts is super dope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know if you want to speak on this or not, but I feel like this is a criminal activity when a Billboard had the 50th greatest hip hop groups, and I didn't see Whodini. I wanted to press charges against Billboard Magazine. What did you think about that, man?
Okay, I'm going to hit you over the spell of this since we keep running into the politics of the game, right? The music business is a lovely business. If you make music and you like making music, it's a lovely thing. The best times you're going to have is coming in the business and rising to a certain position in the business. After that, it's all politics. If you're in with the right crew, you get certain blessings. If you're not in with the right crew, at certain times, you won't get those blessings. You have to find something else to launch you. Okay?
Right.
When we speak of that, I hate to. Billboard didn't do that because they didn't know better. Billboard was paid to do that.
Whoa. I thought it might have been some young kid that didn't know any better because I didn't see Fat Boys either.
No. Although we're down with that management company for a minute, that management company and Whodini hasn't done well since we left them. I mean, they've paid for Whodini not to be in the Source magazine. You know, all the time the Source was out, we never had an interview in the Source.
Wow, I never thought of that.
Right. When the Source did the best 50 hip hop, the best 100 hip hop, the best 150 hip hop rap groups. Now, mind you, we the first ones to go platinum, and they never had us in anything.
I never thought of that. Whoa.
And the reason I know this is because the editor called me in 2002 wanting to do an interview and saying that, so I asked him that she was saying that we were one of her favorite groups. And I asked her, I said, if you like Whodini so much, why hasn't the Source ever given Whodini opportunity to do an interview? Why did you keep us out? The best 50 rap groups, the best 100 rap groups, the best 150 rap groups. And she basically explained it was your old management team.
Man, it's some shady business.
They was a sponsor of the Source. And as long as they sponsored the Source couldn't interview us. So I asked her, I said, this is a lovely thing then. Okay. Then let me speak on that. And she said, no, you can't speak on that. I said, you're supposed to be the voice of the streets. Let me speak on that. And she said, no. I said, well, when you get enough heart to let me speak on it, call me back and let's do the interview. I don't know if I was right. I don't know if I was wrong. All I know is that's what I felt. Because if you're not going to tell it all now, then let me be.
That's right. That's right. Hmm.
So when you see things created, all those that love the Houdini music from Friends and Freaks Come Out at Night and One Love and Big Mouth, 5 Minutes of Funk, Funky Beat, I'm a Hoe, so forth. When you see Houdini not dead, it's not by accident. It's not by accident. But don't let that deter you from following your blessings. That's just a path that we happen to take. You feel me?
I feel you, OG. Uh,
And the reason why we weren't in Crush Groove was because of some of the same elements. We didn't see them at that time. We didn't notice them at that time. You know, um, our management, our manager was Run DMC's brother, and we was in competition after a while, and they made their choice of who they was going to back up. You feel me?
yeah.
And they have way more power and money in this game than we do.
A
But
conflict of
besides that,
a conflict of interest.
yeah, that was totally. But the vision got through, the blessing got through, the prayer got
The
through.
prayer got through. Yeah, prayer. The prayer got through though.
Yes, indeed. It's I do my best to focus in on the things that the Creator gives me instead of the things that man denies.
Mm. 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 And the creator gave you one hell of a producer with Larry Smith. R.I.P. to that brother. Speak on
Oh
those
man,
beats.
that first, Larry was one-sided and working with running them all the time. So me and Larry became friends and associates, and like for a year, and never had I had asked him to make anything for us, because I knew where his heart was.
Right.
Until we was crushed with the time to go make an album. We had just came from a European tour for 3 months. We had a month, and they wanted me to go make an album, and I'm like, yo, haven't even picked out a producer yet. And I was tired of those European producers because there was a gap in our understanding of music at the time, you know. And I wound up asking Larry. One Thursday, I called him and said, Larry, I need you now for a favor, man. I need you to come with us. And he was like, we cool and everything like that. And I like you, Jalil, but your record company's cheap. I'll think about it while we were talking. Then he turned around and said, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, all right. We hung up. I'm messed up. I'll tell him. I got to tell him by tomorrow. But I'm messed up now because now we don't have nobody. I didn't tell him the next day. Larry calls me Saturday. Yo, man. I need some help. I'm like, what's wrong? I was cleaning out my deuce and a quarter. Larry put me inside the Cadillac and all that.
Yeah.
Well, I was cleaning my deuce and a quarter, and somehow the fan belt jumped, and it cut my guitar's fingers 2 fingers off. My guitar plays 2 fingers off. He said, we picked them up, we cleaned them out, we put them on ice, we took them to the hospital. They're in surgery right now, trying to put his 2 fingers back on. Larry's like, I'm a bass player. I wouldn't know what to do without my fingers. Is that job still open? I'm like, yo, yeah. Good. Come over tomorrow. I need that money, man. Come over tomorrow and let's put something together. I came over that next day and we put together 5 Minutes of Funk.
Whoa.
But a man had to lose his fingers for a minute for us to work together. How? Oof.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That's real crazy. It was like, you're going to go because you're part of this history. You just don't know you're gonna go.
You didn't go. You didn't go home and pray about. You didn't go home and pray.
Nah, 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 man. Spiritually, I just feel he was a piece to the puzzle, and look, you was gonna go fulfill this. You didn't know it yet,
Yeah.
and that's what had to happen. That's the way I take it. I mean, it's so spooky. Wow,
Yeah, that's spooky.
coincidence? I don't know about that.
Well, family man, I want to thank you for your contribution to hip hop, man.
One love.
You know I got love for you, big bro OG, and I appreciate any. And how can people get those T-shirts, man?
Oh well, I run it through the way I run them. We gonna find a way to get them to your people once they see them or something, to
Okay.
your site or something like that.
Okay.
But man, it was a pleasure, man, making all those songs. Having my partner, Ecstasy, was one of the best partners you could have. Ride with you for 50 years.
Mm.
It's hard because there'll never be another like him.
Never.
Plus, he had one of the best voices hip hop has ever seen or heard.
Ever.
And it was delightful, man, going to those different topics. I used to really get excited about writing half of the time because I know I would say something in that record that I had never thought of before.
Mm.
So that used to get me off, And
And who was one of your inspirations for writing, like your style of writing?
we would have to go to songs if we did that. As an MC back then, at that time and all that, I could see Melly Mel and all of them, but it wasn't my inspiration for getting in the topics. Weren't none of them. Actually, I think I'm a better songwriter than all of them put together because Whodini's best hits, we wrote them ourselves. Nobody wrote them for us.
Mm.
And it's hard for groups to stay the concept. Like, it's easy for an MC to start writing something and then start talking about itself. We stayed to concept. We didn't dwell off. If we had a story about us that fit near, then it fit near. But we stayed. Half of our formula was like, every verse we gave you an intro, body, and conclusion within 16 bars. Each 16 bars were different, but pertained to the same hook. We did that in 5 songs, which is not easy. It's like giving you 3 songs in every record. And none of the ideas repeated. And barely even any of the syllables or soundings of the word. So it was fun, man. It was fun. It was a challenge. It was the music that really made hip hop grow up. I could give it to the message because it had its influence on hip hop growing up, but Whodini came in the hip hop business with the determined idea of helping hip hop grow up. They didn't really want to make the message. I don't want to really knock on that, but that was our determined idea to help hip hop grow up, to help cats want to talk about something other than themselves, to make original music instead of always using somebody else's music.
And you brought the ladies to the party.
Oh yeah, they came too.
You brought the ladies to the party. I'm talking about, you know what I mean? It just wasn't a sausage party. You brought the ladies to the party. You know what I mean?
That's that difference between that Brooklyn and that Bronx. Let me tell you, the Bronx parties early, I don't care what they say, was dominated, filled with guys. Brooklyn party, you had to have the equal. They say Brooklyn used to like to hustle because we used to like to touch the ladies. You feel me? Brooklyn wouldn't stand and watch nobody scratch for an hour and all that. They had to party with the ladies. For real.
Hey, listen. Do you think Houdini was a little bit before their time? Say if y'all came out on Bad Boy, doing a Bad Boy run with y'all type of music. You know what I mean? The black excellent type music, y'all vibe. I mean, what do you think about that?
As far as the value and everything, we would have got twice the value, if not 10 times the value. But as far as the freedom of concept and expression of what we actually said, it was beyond Bad Boy. Bad Boy was still influenced by some nonsense to me in it.
Okay.
It was still geared on the fast life.
Right.
You
That's
feel
fair.
me?
That's fair. Right.
Houdini wasn't geared on the fast life. We was geared on life. We stressed the small topic into a song. So it would have been. I can't predict that. Yeah, I think the freedom that we had and everything, and where we came from in that angle, without being influenced by anybody, I think it was meant to come from that time, and to be on time, you had to be a little bit ahead of yourself. You know.
Yeah. Oh.
We had to make it jam packed so everybody could pick off our stuff like vultures. And that goes for singers too. We fed them all, man. We fed them all. I don't care. After a while, look, man. After a while, Run DMC and them almost had dancers on it. We affected all of that. It was getting to be, and then we started running a little wild. Whatever goes in there. But as far as music wise, it was too dynamic. Yeah, it could give you the feeling that it was before its time. If it was now or 10 years ago, yeah, it would have sold 10 times as much. But Ali was the first $6 million fighter, and now they fighting for $200 million.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes, man.
Yeah.
It took a hell of a lot to kick them doors down because radio wasn't really believing in hip hop, and they had Just Cause. Hip hop wasn't really giving them all that much at first. You had Rapper's Delight, you had Planet Rock, you had The Breaks, and you had The Message. Those were 4 records that really went national. But when that Friends came along, I remember the interviews. They was like, "Who's the one with the lady problem?" I was like, "Me." And then that Freaks come out of the night, that tone. And by the time you get to One Love, it was just another world,
Wow.
But, and we were the first rappers to come across that didn't boast. It's something we picked up from Prince. Prince said if more people would write about what really happened instead of what they think people want to hear, we would have more hits out here. And what I told you was what really happened.
That's a jewel for the young folks today, if they could do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the MC, he's forced to be the victor in every rhyme. You feel me?
Yeah.
He has to be the one that wins. In the middle verse of One Love, of Friends, it wasn't no winner. That's what we went through.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That's what we went through. When it comes to the third verse, when you talk about, you say you and your girlfriend was so tight, you took her out with you and your guy one night. She even had a set of keys to your home, and you shared mostly everything you own. But as you shook your hand, she stole your man, and it was done so sweet it had to be a plan. Couldn't trust her with cheese, let alone your keys. With friends like that, you don't need enemies. You wonder how long it was all going on. You're still not sure if you're glad he's gone. Say, well, if she took him, he was never mine. But deep inside, that's just another line. Now you're kind of cold towards people you meet for something that was done to you by some creep. But nevertheless, I'll say it again. These are the people that we call friends.
Wow.
All
Boom,
of us were
boom.
creeps. It was no Victor. You feel me? It was no Victor. And then, yeah, that stuff really happens. I had to go through it. I mean, it was mind-boggling, man. It was a hurting thing, man. I wound up dating a girl and then dating a cousin. It was like, wow, this is weird.
Yeah, that's one love. Now you going into one love, right?
Nah, that happened in France. That last verse. Oh man, my mom's wanted to put me out. What kind of hillbilly you on? Oh man, two families turning against each other. It was like,
Oh.
But it was giving me lyrics I had asked for.
Yeah, right. You on some Marvin Gaye stuff. Did your life imitate art? That type of vibe.
Yes. That's why if you went to go in there as who's my influence, I would have to say it was Smokey Robinson, Curtis Mayfield, and Stevie Wonder. And then you would add Marvin Gaye.
Let me ask you this question. Let's suppose Jalil was on an island by himself and he had to have one artist's body of work. You only can have one artist's body of work on that island with you. What artist would that be?
I don't like them kind of one-time questions, but if I had to go with what influenced me the most, it's running close between these. Smokey Robinson is heading. He's the head of it. Then I have to deal with Curtis Mayfield. And then Stevie Wonder, and then Marvin. Smokey Robinson had the art of writing a song and almost making it over the next track, the same song almost, but slightly different, like Tracks of My Tears and The Tears of a Clown, You could look at Blue Magic, something like with Spell on Me, You Must Have Put a Spell on My Mind, and What's Come Over Me, and Life is a Three-Ring Circus, and, those influences stayed with me. Smokey, of how he attacked the song, how the beginning of each verse is never what you thought he would. It was so abstract, like it was coming from someplace else, and then he bring it back to the song. That used to amaze me as a child. I was attracted to that. So when I wrote, I always wrote from someplace you wouldn't think the song would start at, or that verse would start at, and then bring it back to that. Yeah, man.
Wow, that's dope. I appreciate you, big bro. Any last words you want to give the people out in Soul Logistic Land?
Man, stay soulful, man. Keep the God in your life, man. Keep good on your side as much as possible. Don't watch the waves that's going around here right now. Right now, it's all about the physical and the dollar. Be beyond that. Pray for more than that. Stay with your family. These are the things that we're missing right now. There's no more grandma love out here.
Right,
you got homegirl love.
Right.
Grandma will tell you something else. Homegirl will tell you, leave that fool. You can do better. You still young. Keep those things in your life, man.
Thanks, bro. Thank you.
That's my share.
Thank you, man. Hey, hold on. You said last time I rapped with you, you said you had a book coming out. You still got a book coming?
Oh man, I got 80% of that book done. Pardon me, but I went and let this guy edit some because his grammar is better than mine. When I got it back, do you know this fool wrote himself in the record in the story? I read it back and I'm like, huh? I called him up. What did you do? Nah, I made it like you was telling me the story. No, fool, this is real stuff. You can't interfere with this.
Oh snap!
And I was so mind boggled. I just put it down for a couple of years. I didn't know how many songs he did that to.
Man,
He wrote me
you gotta
something.
get that done. You gotta get that done so you go on the book tour. This been a perfect year to go on that book tour.
I know it would have been that way 10 years ago when I first had the idea that was different. What it was I got tired of seeing the same old type of book. So and so's broke, and so and so's raised with this in the family, and a lot of them, and it was the same story. It wasn't fascinating me, so I came up with a little different way. But when that happened, man, it just sent me. I just put the book down for 4 years, really.
Man, we
I'm
need
like,
that.
yeah. The first book was really all about what I went through to get every lyric for all those songs. You know, it took a lot to get the lyrics for all those songs. You know, it's every other line has a story behind it.
Mm.
That I'm really telling you a story that just fit here. You know, and it's the way you word it back. So it was really touchy. Yeah.
Man, we need that, man. So we got to finish that, man. So you go on this book tour, man. You need anything? You need anything? Just give me a call, man. I got you. I appreciate you. I love you, OG, triple OG.
One love, man. One
Peace.
love.
Peace, bro.